I suspect foul play. What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com, talking about one of the best movies of the year. I'm talking about Rian Johnson's newest film, his fifth film, Knives Out. This movie is a star-studded lineup. There's so many great actors in this film. We have Christopher Plummer, Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Michael Shannon, Lakeith Stanfield, Catherine Langford, and Daniel Craig with that southern drawl. So the setup of the film, we had the family, their father passes away. They assume it's suicide. It all happens after his 85th birthday. This huge Victorian mansion that he owns. He's a famous writer, and he's worth lots of money. So his whole family's there. They're all different characters, all different personalities. But the cops show up and try to investigate what exactly happened. They assume that the father was suicide, just the way he was found with his body. But with Daniel Craig, he's like this PI, private investigator, detective kind of guy that shows up to help out with this case because somebody sent him money, he assumes from the family, because they don't think it was suicide. They think foul play, as he says in the movie. And Daniel Craig is top-notch, phenomenal. The best performance in this movie. I'm not a huge Daniel Craig fan. It's not really I'm not a fan. I just haven't seen a lot of his work. True story, I've never seen any of the Bond movies with Daniel Craig. Yeah, I know, right? I need to get on that. It's going to be coming up to winter here in the Midwest, so I'm going to have about 4 to 6 months of watching movies. So I'm going to go through the Bond movies and see what all the talk is about Daniel Craig as James Bond. We're all getting questioned by Lakeith Stanfield's character. He's a cop that shows up, and then Daniel Craig's in the background, all creepy, just hitting the piano every time they're talking. Like, who the fuck is this guy in the background? Who is this guy? Is he a cop? What is he doing here? So we find out about his character. He's famous investigator down from like New Orleans or Louisiana. So he's that really thick southern drawl. It really caught me off guard, but it was really well done. Like, he sold this performance as this investigator and having this accent, and especially since he's English, pulling off this New Orleans or Louisiana accent was really great. But throughout the rest of the film, it's really this investigation, going back, what exactly happened that night at the party. All the family members are there. Some are drinking. Some are having this confrontation with the father. And just like different viewpoints of all the different characters in the movie, what exactly happened that night. And we find out that, you know, maybe these people aren't so good as they seem or as they portray. There's definitely some darker secrets and things going on within the family, and they're not great people, and they're definitely money thirsty, and they just want to get money so they can continue to live their lives. It didn't really seem like they cared about their father. They're just there for the money. But Ana de Armas, she plays Marta. She's like one of the standout performances in this film. I'm not familiar with her work, but really great actress in this film. She plays this nurse that's hired to help the father. You know, his health is not great, so she's a nurse. She's always there. She's basically one of the family. She's really torn up after Christopher Plummer's character passes away because she took care of him all the time. They were really good friends. They played like board games and really got to know each other, and she really cared a lot for this guy, and you know, his family didn't really give a shit about him, but she really did. And her setup in the film, and she was really fantastic. She really sells his performance of all, you know, the things that she's going through emotionally and things that she saw and was a part of that night, really setting up her character. And again, a lot of twists and turns in this movie, things I did not predict that really caught me off guard, and really great twist. And especially at the end, you'll see what exactly happens to Marta's character. Another actor in this film that I absolutely love, Captain America. Chris Evans is in this film. He's one of the family members, kind of the younger douchebag, trust fund kid. Doesn't really have a job, has no like career goals. He just has money and has a nice place, and he shows up to hear the will reading with the rest of his family. All his family members are questioning, you know, where was he the night that his grandfather passed away? He was at the party and he took off all pissed off. And again, we find out what exactly happened that night with his character and Christopher Plummer's character. With Knives Out, it's a murder mystery from the first act to the end. A lot of things change, a lot of twists come into play, and as the audience you're trying to figure out who exactly is the killer, and you guys will be thrown off because the way they do the story in this film, the way they do the ending, something I would not have predicted. More importantly, Ana de Armas playing Marta, she was one of the standout performances, and then you have Daniel Craig playing the detective with his southern drawl. And between his character and Marta's character, they really worked well with one another. There's a lot of conflicting scenes of him wanting her to work with him and figure this out, but she's up to something else with her story. But overall, I had a really great time with Rian Johnson's Knives Out. The critics have been talking about this, giving their praise. It is one of the best films of the year. I'm going to probably put it in my top 10, not top 5, but definitely top 10 films of the year. Just great performances, beautiful set design, great murder mystery, really great story that twists and turns that'll keep you guessing till the very end. And a movie you definitely don't want to miss at the theater. With that being said, I highly recommend going to see Knives Out. Go support this film, go see it in the theater, and have an absolute blast with the storytelling. So overall, I'm going to give Rian Johnson's Knives Out a 4 out of 5 Daniel Craig hair pieces. So if you guys did check out the brand new film Knives Out, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What did you guys think of that ending? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out with my good mate up here, Daniel Craig, with that southern drawl. I do suspect foul play. Until the next video review, cheers!